I know there are some people who can argue from now to next year that marriage does not change you, no matter what. In fact, that there's no difference from when you get married and when you're not married. Like, it's the same thing. It's just a paper that people sign. It's just a ring you're wearing and all that. I am not of that opinion. I am one of those people who believes that being married to somebody and dating somebody are two completely different things. Anyway, in today's video, I will be sharing with you how marriage changed me. I have said a couple of times that I really did not know who I was before I got married, but I know who I was then, and I know how I changed. I know how I changed from being that person that I always was to being this person I am today. So if you like to see how marriage changed me, just keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I am a Cameroonian content creator. I create content about Cameroon, but on this channel I also talk about trending topics. So today I'm going to be talking about marriage wahala, how marriage changed me, right? For those who do not know, I am married. I've been married. This is my 10th year in marriage, and whew, married no be beans, as we always say it, and we laugh, but to be very honest, marriage is not easy. Oh guys, marriage is not easy for me. I don't know about you people, but for me, marriage has shown me shege pro max, shege pro max. Oh my god, why am I laughing? But marriage is not easy. Anybody who is having it easy in their marriage, enjoy it, because I am serious when I say marriage is not easy. So like I said, I'll be telling you how marriage has changed me. The first way that marriage has changed me is that I am no longer as quiet as I was. I am no longer as non-confrontational, guys. When I tell you that before I got married, I was this completely non-confrontational person. I was this person that would just, to make people not to talk, I would just go the other way, you understand? Like, that was who I was. I would just please people. Yeah, that's the thing. I was a people pleaser. So imagine how I was to my partner. I would just be like, people will be seeing something will happen, for example, and my mom is like, Kenna, this is not how this thing is supposed to go. Even my mother-in-law can be like, Kenna, this is not how this thing is supposed to go. Like, everybody's telling you that this thing that you're doing to please your husband, it is not what you're supposed to do. But me, I'll just be like, you know what? I don't really care. Let it just go, you get. So I used to let go of a lot of things. I wasn't confrontational. If something, my husband would do something that I don't like, I wasn't going to talk. I was just going to just leave it. Like, okay, the thing will annoy me. I could even cry about it and feel bad about it. But I wasn't that person who was going to confront him about it. I generally would just look at the situation and I'm like, oh well. And just let it go. But with time, I could see how it was destroying things for me, because it got to a point where I was really getting unhappy, you get. Because you know, there are certain, you can imagine if somebody is doing something to you that you don't like. If I'm not saying that my husband was constantly causing trouble or constantly, no, but it's just like someone is doing something that you don't like and you're never telling them. You're just like, it's okay, even when it's bothering you. You get to that point where you're like, there are some of these things that you're doing that I don't like, and inside my head I'm like, okay, I'll just say it's okay, hoping that maybe next time the same thing might not happen. And then I discover that, but this person might be, he keeps doing this thing because you haven't actually told them that this thing is not okay. Marriage is not all about, oh, let me just stay quiet, let me not talk about it, maybe the problem will disappear. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was me. So as I started evaluating things, I discovered that there are certain things that my husband may be doing that I don't like, and I'm not talking about it. That's why he keeps doing it, and it keeps hurting my feelings, and it's putting me now in a position. I started feeling resentful. It's putting me in this position where I'm feeling like really, really resentful. So I was like, Kenna, no, you have to be more vocal. You have to start talking. You have to start talking about what makes you uncomfortable. You have to start expressing yourself. And that is how I started expressing myself, guys. Today, my husband will tell you that Kenna is the most talkative person you have ever known, because I don't like, there's nothing that I'll see that I'll not talk. There's nothing that I'll see that I don't like that I'll not tell you. Something that at least that is important to me that I will not tell you. Before, there's so many things that I'll see that I don't like that is important to me, but I'm just like, oh well, I can live without it. But I've gotten to that point where I am more vocal, since marriage made me vocal, because I have been through, and this was not only an issue in just my marriage, it was an issue with people as well. Maybe my sister could make me angry, or my mom would do something that I don't like, or my friends would say or act in certain ways. I was never vocal about it. People would hurt me. I was not vocal about it. But as time went on, I discovered that for me to be a happy human being, like for me to be an adult, I had to start talking. And these days I don't hide my feelings. Like I I communicate. If you do something that I don't like, I'll tell you, no, I don't like that thing. If you talk to me and I don't like it, I'm going to talk back. But that wasn't who I was. I was always that person, like, if you like, you say, you do whatever. I'll just be. So I feel like that is one thing that marriage for sure changed about me. That's one way I changed. Another thing is financial commitment and changes. When I was single, guys, if people think I'm balling now, you don't know the you don't know anything about it, guys. I used to ball. I used to chop money. That's basically how I can say it. I basically did not have any savings when I got married because I wasn't thinking about the future. I was chopping my life, enjoying my money, pampering myself, not thinking about money, like not thinking about what I want to do, how I can use this money. That's why I'm always like, if I was the way I am now, if I was thinking the way I am thinking today, I would be a big businesswoman by now. Because guys, when I was single, I had so much money, but I just bought it away. The second I have money, I'm going to buy clothes, I'm going to take myself out. I was just spending money like fire, basically. But now, when I got married, I started thinking, okay, we're going to have kids. How do we want the kids' future to be? What can I do to invest so that in case something happens to my husband, or in case my husband lost his job today, how will I be able to support him? My mindset with money changed. And also because my husband is that person who is very financially sound, as in he's the person who is thinking, oh, I want to do this in the future. I want to save here. I want to do that. So that also has changed me in a good way, because now I'm thinking more of how I'm supposed to save, how I'm supposed to manage money and all that. How am I supposed to handle this? Like, that's something that I learned after marriage. Another thing is, after marriage, I learned how to value my relationships more. Guys, honestly, with my friendship, I have never been that person who is really mindful, who is really intentional in relationships. I really haven't. I was just like, okay, let me tell you, I was one of those girls, right, that when I'm in a relationship, basically, that relationship comes first. I don't value time with my friends. I'm just like, no, the relationship is, my life is all about that relationship. Yes, I'll hang out with my friends now and then, but my main focus, my only focus was that relationship. I feel ashamed to say that, but that's just the reality. I was always so focused on my relationship that I wasn't really intentional with my friendships. Then I got married, and then you're like, okay, you have this person that is going to be in your life forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I started seeing the value of friendship. I started seeing, oh, even though I have this person, he's here with me all the time, I still need my friends. When I was in the dating part of my life, I did not see how important my friends were. No, let me not say that, sounds really horrible. I did not really value the time I'd spend with my friends and all that. Then I got married and I discovered that, oh, you actually do need your friends. So I started building a healthier relationship with my friends, because I noticed that man find that it's also good when you have your friends. Because I see some people, they're like, oh, my husband is my bestie, he's my everything, I say everything to him. Yes, your husband should be your bestie. You should be able to talk about everything with your husband, but your husband is not a female. Like, your husband is not a fellow woman that can understand some of the things you go through as a woman. Your husband will never understand. He may listen to you, but he's not going to understand. So when I got married, that is when I discovered that there's supposed to be a balance. As much as you like man, there's supposed to be a balance. Like, okay, I like man, I have man, but I'm also supposed to work on my relationship with my family, my relationship with my friends, my relationship with every other person in my life. That is one way that I changed after marriage. Another thing is, I never used to be good at multitasking. If you tell me go and cook, cooking is what I'll do. I'll sit and be watching the fire while I'm cooking. I would not do any other thing. That was who I was. I was not a multitasker, but marriage, kids, family made me, I am like the biggest multitasker. Like, I started shooting videos today and I was cooking. My sauce was on the fire boiling, so I would stop, go and check the sauce, come back. That's just me now. I don't think there's a time that I sit and do just one thing, except when I'm doing videos. Like, each time I'm editing my videos, as I'm editing my videos, I'm watching a movie, catching up on my favorite series. As I'm cooking, I'm dry cleaning. As I'm cooking, I'm washing plates. As I'm washing clothes in the washing machine, I'm sweeping the house. Like, I am constantly doing two things at the same time. Sometimes I do even 3 things. I'm carrying water in the kitchen, I'm sweeping here, I'm washing clothes. Like, I'm constantly doing so many things. I became so good with multitasking after I got married, which was something that I really never used to do before. Before, I was just one thing at a time. I feel like maybe it's because I now have a lot of responsibilities. If it's time to be on my phone, I'm on my phone. I'm just on my phone. I'm not doing anything. But now I cannot just be on my phone. If I'm on my phone, I'm watching something. If, like, I'm constantly doing different things at a time. I know at this point, I don't think there's a possibility for me to say I can just sit down and do one thing at a time. No, marriage made me to be the hugest multitasker you can ever know. The last but not the least is what I would say is, from the way people were looking at me, that I put this on myself. Normally in Africa, it's an African thing. Like, when you get married, people just automatically start looking at you like this person is more responsible. That is the thing that comes to marriage. It's almost like people look at you like, if Kenna can sit down and get married, it means that she's responsible. So people start looking at you like, 1, you're very responsible. 2, you have money, especially because they're like, if your husband could sit and do the traditional, the church, the court marriage, it means you have money. So people started giving me more responsibility. Like, okay, if there's this thing in the family, they're calling to tell you, okay, now we have this bond house, okay, now we have a family this, and they're not just telling you because they're telling you because you need to support them. Okay, now we have this funeral, okay, now we have this thing, okay, now we have this thing. This put a sense of responsibility in me. Before, nobody was going to call me. If we have whatever thing, nobody was going to call me. It was, and if anybody was going to tell me, it was going to be my mom telling me, okay, now we have to go for this funeral, we have to go for this thing, and I just follow my mom, because they'll call and tell her, because at that time, she is the person that they're looking at. Oh, this is the responsible, and this is the person that can support us, this is the person that can do this. At that point, I was just a child. I want to go back there. So nobody was calling me to tell me, okay, now there's this. And in turns, when they say, okay, now there's this, it's just to tell you that you have a responsibility to do this. So that's something that changed when I got married. Like, people just started seeing me like, okay, now you're now responsible. We can now start calling you if there's this and that for you to come and support. That in turn made me to be more responsible, to know that, oh, if you're going to this place, you have to know that you cook something, you go with some money in an envelope, you do this. Before, I wasn't really doing things like that, right? I wasn't really doing things like that. And I used to basically laugh at my mom, like, mommy, you want to go to somebody's occasion, you don't carry flask. You want to go, you have put money in an envelope, you have done this one. But with marriage came that responsibility. That's our African society. With marriage came that responsibility. I started seeing that these are things that I need to start doing as a responsible married adult. Which is not fun, guys, which is not fun. But yeah, that is it. So I became more responsible since I got married. I don't feel comfortable if you invite me, oh, can I come for my kid's birthday? And I'm just bouncing and going for the birthday. No, I feel like, no, I have to do something. That's just me now. But before, I really wasn't like that. Anyway, guys, this is it. I feel like these are just a few ways marriage changed me. Are you married? Did marriage change you? If marriage did change you, how did it change you? Let's talk in the comment section. I like to hear people's experiences. You guys already know that. And before I go, this is the question of the day. Do you feel like being married and dating is the same thing? Like, people always say there's no difference between being married and doing kamuste, or being married, and do you feel like it's the same thing, or you feel like it's different? For me, I feel like it's completely different. It's not the same thing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Do not forget to answer my questions in the comment section. Thank you, guys, and I am going to see you on my next one. Love you. Bye.